cream of mushroom.
Shut the fuck
Yeah, I'm back. For good, hopefully this time. I don't think anybody here knows the extent to which I love horror movies. I love them so much that during this entire month, we're going to be reviewing a bunch of horror movies that I like, of my choosing. I might let you guys throw some in every once in a while. And we are going to review them on a scale of 1 to 10 and see which ones are ass and which ones are not ass. And without talking too much, I want to welcome you guys to the horror movie marathon. And this week we're going to be talking about The Shining. Remember that movie where that dude chases his family around a hotel with an axe? So we're going to analyze this movie and see if it's good or not. Our story begins with a family on their way to a ski lodge for a winter stay. Meet Jack, Wendy, and Danny Torrance. They're going to be our quintessential normal family in this story. Now, notice my use of the word normal. Prior to this trip, Jack traveled to the lodge for an interview. This is basically to see if he has what it takes to take over the place during a long and harsh winter. Jack, thinking that is easy money, gladly takes them up on their offer, not knowing the dark and mysterious past of the hotel. At the interview, he meets the hotel manager, Stuart. And I'm not gonna lie to you, bro. Stuart is a hoe ass nigga. You'll see what I mean by that in a minute. Before giving him the job, Stuart explains to Jack that the previous winter caretaker went crazy and killed his family. Now, in my mind, that would raise some crazy red flags, but to Jack, it just seemed like a quick cash grab. And apparently he's a writer or whatever, so he figured he could write while he stayed there. We cut to Jack's house where we see Wendy and Danny talking about how they're gonna feel about moving into the hotel for the winter. Danny is less than enthusiastic when he has his imaginary friend talk about how he doesn't want to go. I'm gonna tell you right now, Danny is off of perk 60 for a good majority of this movie. In the present day, Stuart is showing the family around the hotel they'll be spending the next 6 months in. Then they meet the hotel's head chef, Dick Halloran. Halloran shows Danny and Wendy around their big ass kitchen while Stuart and Jack discuss finer details. Halloran, on his Professor X shit, psychically talks to Danny and asks him if he wants some ice cream. Danny, of course, obliges. Over ice cream, Halloran tells Danny about how he was able to psychically communicate with him. He calls the power Shining and explains to Danny that everyone has it even if they don't know it, and that dark entities feed off of it. Danny asks him about what's in room 237 because his imaginary friend says there was something in there. Halloran, attempting to deter Danny away, says there's nothing in the room, but to stay away from it regardless. For some reason, we jump cut to a month in the future, and the hotel is pretty much empty, and the Torrances are settling in as well as they can. While Danny is riding his big wheel around the hotel, we cut to this lazy ass nigga Jack, who presumably hasn't been doing his job. He also hasn't been writing his book either. He's just been playing wall ball for a month. I swear to God, this nigga's like a Brian Griffin, bro. But then we get this clean ass transition of Jack looking into the maze and Danny and Wendy inside of it. A day later, this lazy ass nigga Jack finally gets to work, and when he realizes that he's writing his ass, he yells at Wendy to get the fuck on somewhere and to leave him alone. Just to let you know, this movie is gonna jump around a lot of dates. After this, a couple weeks later, Jack is staring out the window with his ugly ass sweater on, thinking about why his hairline is so pushed back. This nigga doing everything but his job, huh? Days go by and the snowstorm gets so bad that the phones lose connection, so the only way to talk is through radio to the local police station. Danny is big wheeling around the hotel again when he runs into these two girls from the thumbnail that ask him if he wants to come and play. Supposedly these are the two girls that the previous winter caretaker killed. Danny goes into his dad's room and asks him how he feels about being in the hotel, and Jack proceeds to meet ride about how good the hotel is. Danny, being a fucking child, does the one thing Halloran tells him not to do and goes into room 237. We jump back to Jack asleep at his desk taking a nap, and he finally snaps out of it. Wendy asks him if he's alright, and he proceeds to tell his wife that he had a hyper-realistic dream about killing her and their son. Wendy, obviously mortified by what she just heard, rightly takes a few steps back from Jack. That's when Danny runs into the room with a scar on his neck, and Wendy, now wary of Jack, accuses him of hurting Danny and runs out of the room with him. Feeling wrongly accused, Jack does some anger dancing in the hallway like that one lady at the Olympics or something, and then sits down at the bar upset that there's no alcohol in the hotel. Then this random guy just manifests out of nowhere. His name's Lloyd. Lloyd hooks Jack up for free alcohol, and then he rants to Lloyd about how annoying his family is. That's when Wendy comes running into the room, exclaiming to Jack that there's a woman in room 237 that hurt Danny. For reference, Lloyd is all in Jack's head, in case you didn't figure that out yet. Jack goes to check it out and steps in the bathroom to see a woman. The woman steps out of the tub, revealing herself and potentially trying to get my channel banned, and starts walking toward Jack. Anyway, they start making out, I guess, because she was distracted by titties or something. You fail to notice that it's not actually a young lady with big tits, it's an old lady with saggy tits. Jack is Leonardo DiCaprio, so he rightfully takes a few steps back and locks the door behind him. We cut to this nigga Halloran in his house in Miami, where he's definitely not watching TV. Damn, nigga staring hard as hell. Damn, another one? Halloran basically goes into cardiac arrest when he sees a premonition of what's going to happen to the Torrance family. We get a glimpse of what Danny is doing, and yep, that perk finally started hitting. Danny's lying in bed that night when he has a premonition about a blood-filled elevator and the words red room drawn backwards on the hotel room door. Jack comes back to their hotel room and says that he didn't see anything at room 237. Lying ass nigga. And Wendy brings up the fact that it might be a good idea if they left the hotel. Jack goes off on her and says that all his problems are basically her fault and storms out of the room. While Jack is acting like a fucking baby, he sees a party that's happening in the hotel lobby and walks in to see what's up. He sits down at the bar again while all these people are partying and tries to pay Lloyd for another drink. Lloyd said that he doesn't want his money and gives it to him for free. Red flags are going up. While walking around the party, a butler spills a bunch of drinks on Jack and takes him to the bathroom to clean him up. You know, as you do. While talking in the bathroom, the butler says that his name is Grady. While finally connecting the dots, Jack realizes that Grady's the name of the previous winter caretaker that Stewart told him about. You know, the one that killed his family with an axe? Yeah, that's this guy. Instead of immediately leaving after learning this information, Jack initiates more small talk. Jack tells Grady that he killed his family, and Grady is like, nah, bro, what are you talking about, bro? You're crazy. Red flag number 2. After gaslighting him some more, Grady says that Jack is the caretaker and always has been. Grady tells Jack that he should control his kid and tells him about what he did to his daughters when they tried to burn the hotel down. He killed them. In case you didn't know. Jack leaves the bathroom and starts breaking all the communication equipment in the control room, cutting them off from the outside world. In Miami, Halloran calls the hotel cell to no response, and concerned for the family's well-being, drives to the airport and hops on a flight for the hotel. Once he lands, he rents a snowcat and starts to drive to the hotel. Back at the hotel, Wendy is looking for Jack and reads all the stuff he's been typing. It's deadass just the same words written over and over again. Jack, who's been watching this entire time from the corner, asks if Wendy likes his work. Wendy gives no comment and tells Jack that Danny needs help. Jack slowly starts walking toward Wendy as she walks backwards, carefully clutching a bat in her hands. As Jack is cursing and generally just creeping Wendy out as they walk up the stairs, she cracks him in the dome with the bat, and he falls down the stairs unconscious. She drags this sorry ass nigga to the pantry and locks him in it before grabbing a kitchen knife. Wendy tells Jack that she's taking Danny to a doctor and that she'll be back for him, and Jack tells her to check the snowmobiles. She runs outside and sees that while he was sabotaging the phones, he also sabotaged the snowcats. Later that day, Jack wakes up in the pantry to Grady outside telling him to lock the fuck in and kill his family already. He says he will, and Grady unlocks the door. We see Halloran still on this long ass drive to the hotel, and Danny becoming more and more unhinged while Wendy sleeps. He picks up a knife and writes red rum on the door in lipstick and starts saying red rum over and over while Wendy wakes up and takes the knife away and tells this little nigga to lock the fuck in. All while this is happening, Jack starts to axe his way into their hotel room. Wendy, seeing this, locks herself and Danny in the hotel bathroom. She lets Danny slide down this conveniently fallen bed of snow by the window and tells him to run away. Wendy, unable to fit in the window, grabs a knife and starts crying to Jack by the door. Jack finally gets in the bathroom and he says that one thing that one Mortal Kombat character says. Yeah, you know which one I'm talking about. Before he can grab the handle, Wendy cuts his hand with a knife, making Jack scream in pain. Meanwhile, the OG finally makes it to the hotel and starts walking around to look for Danny and the family. But basically, coming out of the fucking shadows, this nigga Jack swings his axe and absolutely fucking murders Halloran. So, let me get this straight. This nigga Halloran drove all the way to the airport, flew on this long ass flight, and drove a long ass way to the hotel again just to get world starred as soon as he walks in. Bro didn't even put up a fight either. Bro just let that shit happen. Anyway, with the only black character in the movie dead, Jack can turn his attention back toward his family and starts chasing Danny, who was hiding underneath a cupboard. Wendy is running around the hotel wilding the fuck out looking for Danny. She runs into this dude asking her about a party, and then a bear giving some head to another guy. I don't really get it. She sees Halloran's dead body in the period blood elevator for some reason. Cut to Jack chasing Danny outside into the hedge maze, but Danny, on his 1000 IQ imposter Jimmy Neutron shit, covers his footprints in snow so that Jack can't find him. When Jack sees that Danny's footprints seemingly disappeared, he gets mad again and stumbles off. This gives Danny the chance to finally make it out of the maze and reunite with his mom. Jack, still lost in the maze, starts yelling out for Danny. While he's doing that, Wendy and Danny board the snowcat that Halloran used to get up there and drive down the mountain. He hears the snowcat leaving and yells out to his family again. Yeah, nigga, I don't think they're coming back. We cut to daytime where we're treated with seeing Jack's frozen body, and then we see the picture inside of the hotel alluding to the fact that Jack was really the caretaker all along. I guess. I don't know, man. This movie is weird. So that was The Shining. Good movie. Probably. I'm gonna give it a solid 7 out of 10. Kinda scary, just long as hell. Let me know what you guys thought about this movie in the comments and what kind of movies you guys want to see next. And bye bye.